Andy Coppins here, managing editor of Madtown Badgers. You know the drill here. So folks, I'm just going to get right into it. What is today's topic? It's not really Badger specific, but it's something that needs to be talked about. It's the hottest topic out there, and that's the topic of NCAA athletes and payment of NCAA athletes. And I don't want to take a typical angle here, so here's what you're not going to hear right off the bat. You're not going to hear me talk about those greedy athletes and the fact that they don't value the fact that they get an education, and that's their form of payment. You're also not going to hear me talk about those damn ivory tower elites using players as indentured servants. Those are the two things you're not going to hear. So what exactly am I going to be talking about? Well, I want to talk about the Ed O'Bannon lawsuit and what it brings about. The Ed O'Bannon lawsuit, on its face at first, was supposed to be just about the image and likeness use from the NCAA in video games and other licensing properties. The NCAA holds that they can use those images and likenesses forever and ever, basically, without paying the athlete. I think that in and of itself is wrong, and I think they would have won there. But fast forward to just a few weeks ago, and guess what? That's not what that Ed O'Bannon lawsuit is all about anymore. And it's not also now about that growing TV pile of money. Yes, that's right. So it got me to thinking about this question. What is the ultimate end game here? Is it all about affecting change within the NCAA model? Or is it about them seeing a gigantic pile of money and wanting to get paid? If it's the former, I think you're not going to get any argument out of me. I think there are three very easy reforms the NCAA could do. One, let's get up to the real cost of an education and fill in that, donut hole, so to speak, that $3,000 hole that is available. Then two, I think we need to look at Jim Delaney's proposal from back in media days just a few weeks ago, and that's tie the value of an education to the scholarship instead of tying the athletic ability to the scholarship. I think that's a great idea, so that at least athletes can go back and always fall back on that education. And the third is allow them to go ahead and use themselves, use their image and likeness on their own, as well as what the people inside marketing departments, inside athletic departments are able to use. I think that those are fair proposals. But let's talk about the latter here. And this is where it really rubs me the wrong way, because I think those guys are very disingenuous at best and downright scandalous, if you ask me. And here's why. It's not because I think athletes shouldn't get paid or should get paid. That's irrelevant to this argument for me. It's because they're being disingenuous about their end game. For me, why the hell, if you are advocating for players being paid their quote-unquote fair market value, do you even need the NCAA to exist? Why? The NCAA model is all about amateurism, some sort of form, whether it's the Olympic form of amateurism or the form that exists now. Why do you need the NCAA then? If you're advocating for players getting paid for doing their services, aren't you just talking about some sort of a professional model? Then stop with the NCAA. Start creating something. I've got an idea that might just work. If you as a player have the NCAA as the model, or you as the player have this as a model, and we're going to use the NFL as an example. Go to the NFL, create a league that says you're going to be from 18 to 21 years old to play in our league. So you've got 4 years, let's say, to play in our league. We're going to provide you with room and board. We're going to provide you with meals. We're going to provide you with a stipend for some other living expenses, right? So that you can go out on the town, so that you can have family. So basically you can live a life, okay? We're going to provide those things for you. In return, here's what you're going to get. The opportunity to showcase yourself, the student athlete, or, well, in this case, just the athlete, to the NFL. At the end of your time, when you turn 21, that next season, let's say if you're in the middle of the season, that next year, at the age of 21, you become eligible to be drafted into the NFL. If you get drafted, awesome. If not, we're also going to be able to provide you one extra benefit, and that's we're going to provide you with the cost of education. Whether you choose to go the junior college route and get an associate's degree in something, or you choose to go to Harvard, we're going to pay the cost of that education for you. What would be wrong with that model? The player would have a choice. You can play in the NCAA model, which provides you the education up front, or you can play in the model that provides you an opportunity to earn a living. Because let's face it, some people, that's their end game. That's their ultimate end game. They need the money in the here and now, whether it's the fact they've got a family, whether it's the fact they come from a poor background, or whether it's the fact they've got a sick family member at home and they need the extra income. Couldn't that be a solution to the issue? But that's my problem with Ed O'Bannon and everybody in his ilk. They're not willing to propose and put their money where their mouth is, any real solution to the problem. Instead, they're all just about getting their money, getting theirs. And folks, that's just wrong. That is simply wrong. So if you want to blow up the NCAA, how about you propose something in its place? And if you want to work within the NCAA model, then be genuine about it. Stop being disingenuous and start putting your money where your mouth is. But hey, that's just me, and those are my views from the editor's desk.